Hi, my name is Paul. I'm from the Wales Cooperative Centre and the Communities Created Homes Project, and today I'm going to give you my top tips for grant applications. First tip, read the guidelines thoroughly. First of all, make sure that you're eligible for that grant, and secondly, is it suitable? Does it meet your organisation's aims, values and objectives? Is it right for you right now, and are you going for it for the right reasons? Thirdly, look at the competition. Who else from your networks will be going for this, and what will make you different to stand out? If you can't stand out, have you thought about joining them in partnership for a joint bid? Tip 2, get your updated documents ordered. No doubt any funder will need to see your audited annual accounts. They'll also need to see your insurance, they'll need to see your policies, and they'll need to see your organisational rules or your governing document. If you're a small organisation, then they'll need to see your constitution. Tip 3, get your finances in order. They will be trusting you with their money, so therefore they need to ensure that their money is within good hands. So therefore they'll need to see your latest annual accounts, sometimes for up to 2 years. And within your annual accounts, they'll need to see that they are not going to be totally dependent on their grant to survive. And they'll have a look at your reserves to ensure that you have got enough or you haven't got too much reserves. Tip 4, answer the question. Don't waffle and don't overwhelm them with information. Just keep simple and keep it straight to the point. Ensure your responses are weighted correctly. You'll find that some applications will have, say, out of 5 questions, question 1 will be worth 10% of the points. Question 5 could be worth 50% of the points. You need to answer your questions accordingly. In doing so, make every word count. You'll also find that many grants have word limits. Make sure that you use those words wisely. Use short and direct sentences and use facts and evidence. Don't make any sweeping statements that you think things will happen or you hope things will happen. Everything you state will need to be backed up with evidence. Use simple language. Don't assume the reader's understanding. Be clear and provide an explanation. You've got to remember that the people which may be marking your or scoring your application may not be from your sector, so they may not be familiar with the language or the acronyms, the terminology that you use in the day-to-day process. So please be wary of this. So my advice to you would be to avoid acronyms without any explanation and avoid any technical language unless they're already using it in the application. Again, don't make any sweeping statements that you can't explain or back up. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Use positive and affirmative words rather than subjective, i.e. we will achieve or we can achieve, not we aim to or we hope to. Tip 6, acknowledge the awarding body's perspective. The awarding body or the grant provider, they'll have their own aims and values and they'll like to see how you are meeting their aims and values. So you need to be wary of them when you are writing your application. Again, don't assume their understanding. They could be from a different background, so you need to explain everything that you put down with regards to technical language and terminology. Mirror their language to demonstrate your understanding and to keep you on track. So if they put a particular statement down, a good way to make sure that you respond accordingly is to mirror the language or the words back to them. Tip 7, identify your unique selling point. Going back to one of my first points, what makes you different? And what value will you be bringing to the project by having this grant and having this award from them? Tip 8, demonstrate clearly how the money will be spent. Again, they need assurances that their money is in safe hands. So therefore you need to state what resources you will need. You need to itemize what the money will be spent on. You'll need to put down what partnership networks you'll be working with so to ensure that your grant will go further and you're not replicating a service. And also be wary of the things that sometimes get forgotten, like VAT, recruitment money, redundancy pay, things like that. They all need to be taken into account. Tip 9, demonstrate what success and completion will look like. What will the funder get for their money and how will this be achieved and promoted? What will be achieved? What will be the outcome and the impact by having this money from the grant donor? What will it look like? And finally, how will it be presented? Are you going to have an end of project dissemination event, or are you going to provide evidence towards a paper that can be used in policy? They need to see what will be the outcome and how will that be presented to the public with their badge on. Tip 10, and the final tip, get a second opinion. You need someone who hasn't been involved in the process to read your application just to ensure that it makes sense from an outsider's perspective. You need to check your grammar and your punctuation and your spelling. Get a human to do it. Don't just rely on Microsoft Word. Similarly, if you're with your finances, don't rely purely on Microsoft Excel for your spreadsheet. If you're doing it that way, you only need one person to put a formula in incorrectly and all your figures will be out of sync. So therefore, get a human to check your figures. And if you know someone who's very experienced in grant writing, get them to score your application as if they were a third party. That really helps so they can find out if they understand things. And that's it really. I'd just like to say good luck. If you are part of the Communities Created Homes project and you require any further support, contact us on the number there and we'll be in touch to help you with your applications. Thank you.